when people identify these things and they get back in touch with their authentic self, do you teach them, or do you work with them, coach them, guide them, help them to now learn how to navigate life as their authentic self? A different way of behaving now because they're interacting now that they have a different level of awareness, a deeper level of awareness about themselves and a stronger relationship with themselves. They would presumably advocate more for themselves, their wants, their needs, their wishes, their desires, right? And which is
Yes.
something that they probably don't do very often before this work with you. So is there
Yes.
an after piece that comes with it as well?
Information is energy. um, Everything we're doing is energy. So the more, the moment you start working on these types of things, it's going to change you. Absolutely. And it's going to change your relationships. So here's the tricky part. Not necessarily that, I'll have to teach someone how to be themselves again. You yourself will know that there's something that's just not quite right. You wake up the next morning, you start making different types of decisions, right? So as you go through this process, like I said earlier, it's like dominoes will start to fall. Every single time something changes within your psyche, every time you release that energy, you get it back in a way, which will inspire you to make some change in your life. Okay. Now, for the people in your life, it may not all be going in their favor, right? And this
Exactly.
is where the interpersonal relationships kind of, because yeah, you have to be careful once you open these doors because it will change you. It will change your perspective on life. It will change the way that you relate to the closest people in your life. So this is why, like, I usually ask people, do you really want to go down this road? Because it will change your belief systems. It will change the way you interact with people and how you relate to people, how you treat yourself, right? And of course, that's going to have some sort of impact on your current relationships. Have impact on your current profession or your job or any. Basically, you can never go back to who you used to be. It takes strength. You just have to know that the more you do this, the stronger you become. So even if it looks like a challenge, just know that that challenge that you're provoking, you now have the strength to deal with it. Growth and transformation, you have the strength and the wisdom to deal with whatever challenge arises from it.
So that's scary for a lot of people.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you were just talking about how it feels selfish. That's one that comes up a lot. I would imagine for you too. Selfish. It feels selfish. Um, but also there is an element, I would imagine, an element of, because what you're talking about is in the same family of the topics that I talk about with my clients, although it's not around trauma, it's around let's get in touch with your authentic self, who you really are, so that you can make better decisions about your career, right? And if
Yes.
you make better decisions about your career and feel fulfilled in your career, then your life is going to change for the better, right?
Yeah.
Because you're going to be able to make better decisions so that you can take back some of that time and energy that you're pouring into a situation that's sucking the life out of you. And you can
Yes.
now work in a way that's fulfilling to you, make an impact that matters to you, and also
Yeah.
make decisions that free up your time for the rest of your life, because there's other parts of your life that are important too.